How you doing, guys? It's Alessandro here from Spicy Moustache with some new tips in order to help you create your own green area, indoor or outdoor. The days are finally starting to get a bit better. We had a few sunny days in the last week and they were absolutely perfect to get into the garden and start moving things around. My garden still looks like a building site because every time I go out for a morning walk or a run, I keep finding free materials from neighbors that are chucking it away, and I bring them here for future use to build some stuff for the garden. However, I love to find free materials because it's a way to recycle them and it helps to save some money. Also, I love DIY, so I built most of my gardening stuff, investing my time rather than hiring someone and spending a lot of money. When I first started to build some stuff in the garden, I didn't have any sort of experience, but I learned most of the stuff by reading or watching videos. So it's something that anyone could do. So dig up the like button, and today I'll show you how I get ready for the new season. So the first thing that needs to be sorted out is my glass greenhouse. It's full of stuff that I wanted to protect from the winter weather, and it needs to be reorganized completely. A greenhouse gives you the chance to start earlier than any other crop left outdoor, because the temperature inside is slightly better, and also all the plants are protected from wind, rain or snow. What I did in order to reorganize it properly was first of all to understand how the sun is rotating and passing over my garden. This is something that I recommend to everyone, to understand the amount of light over your garden and which area is best for a certain plant. Basically, I just took a point of reference and I examined every day how the sun was shining over that spot and for how long. I decided to place a small planter in the back right corner of the greenhouse, as it will have a low light exposure, so I can plant potatoes and potentially marigold to attract some pollinators inside the greenhouse. The rest of the greenhouse will be entirely dedicated to grow chilies, as it's one of my favorite plants and I want to give them extra care. They will be planted mainly in pots, but I also have these two raised beds. I can probably fit around 4 plants each, and I will select the most productive varieties, so I will give them enough space to fully mature. I spent the whole winter by using K and F inputs and make sure the beneficial bacteria are going deep inside my soil. By doing this, you will multiply the amount of microorganisms that will bond with the plants and make them more resistant to pests and disease, and also the absorption of nutrients will be much better. Also, I topped my raised beds with a layer of compost that I produced in my garden and mulch to keep the soil protected and also to improve the water retention. I have an old metal cupboard in here that I use to store tools and other stuff for the garden, but it takes up a lot of space. So I decided to get rid of it and build an aluminium shelving unit that I found for free. This will help me to maximize the growing space, as in a small area I can put pots in 2 levels. This is my warm composter bin that I keep inside the greenhouse for the winter, and if it gets really cold, I just move it indoor. Unfortunately, one of the corners is now broken, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna replace it with this new one, and I'm gonna keep this one for old plant material. To create the new box, I simply drilled all around the upper border, and I've put cardboards at the bottom of this warm composter bin. Also make sure that your box is blacked out and not transparent, because worms don't really like to be exposed to the sunlight. I then transferred the old content of the old box to the new one, and I'll probably add some cocoa coir to make their new house a bit more comfy. If you would like to make your own warm composter bin, I made another video with all the steps explained in detail. Another lovely thing that we managed to make in our urban garden is a new fire pit. Me and my girlfriend love to go for a walk in the morning, or I usually go for a run, and most of the times I can't avoid to spot gardening stuff or things that I could potentially use in the garden. I managed to get around 50 bricks from our neighbor because they were redoing some part of the house and they left all the bricks in the front yard. I also contact a local to buy this handmade metal tripod and a handmade pan that we will use to cook soup or to simply sit around the fire during the summer. I'll probably use it to cook most of my inputs for the garden as well, because whenever you do it indoor, it's a bit hard because of the fumes whenever you use chilies, garlic or nettles, and they usually need to boil around 5 hours. So these are just a few things that we built in our urban garden, but unfortunately we had to stop for a few days because of the non-stop snow over London. However, I've got in plan to build many more things over the upcoming weeks, and I'll show you how to do it step by step so you can build your own. I hope you liked today's video, and if so, please subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification settings so you can be notified every time I post a new video. I'll see you next Friday for a new episode, and thank you so much for watching. See ya!